Greetings, bloggers, vloggers, followers, and potters. Dustin here from Dustin's Dynasty here at you again with another fun week and another fun vlog. Today I'll give you a brief update. I guess I'm doing pretty well. The week has been going pretty good. We went on a nice little road trip. Nice little picture. This road was a side detour from that the GPS led to on our trip, but nonetheless, we made the trip and we did it. So we did this. It took us a nice little shot while with the camera, so it was kind of nice. Really nice trip compared to years past. It was completely 100% different because I was fully medicated and doing what I needed to do to stay well. So that was good. We're getting into fall weather here pretty soon, sweater weather, as I call it. And things are going pretty well for me this week. So what I want to talk about this week is impulse decisions or impulsivity, or in so much as it relates to not, thinking things out, not thinking decisions out before they are made. So to say, I have a issue personally with myself is impulse buying or impulse thinking, and just having the access to making decisions that are financially sound or sound for myself. I've had this problem all my life. It's not easy, and it does lead in a way to hoarding when you can't stop the impulses. Granted, the medication I now know is a great help for that, in helping with seeing that the impulses are greatly minimized in nature, and yet now I'm learning. I was alone for the longest time in my life. I was one who couldn't go and return things. I had a hard time returning things. I felt guilty. I had a sense of guilt returning things, or I was afraid of a reaction if I had to do a return in person. I was fearful of the way that somebody would uh if my return would be accepted, and how would I, things like that. And last month I did get into a little problem, with impulsivity, and it did I did have to realize I had to make returns to get some money back because I was of the situation that I was in currently, for the most of the last 5 6 weeks. And it feels good, also to return things, but it's also good to be, you know to think things through. And I think that's the big thing about it, is you have to think things through, because how is this going to affect me? And as somebody once said, 5 minutes, 5 years, 5 months, 5 years. And sometimes it is those things. um in my weight loss support group this week, we have a private closed group that I created, and one of those things that I did for a weekly win was the fact that I was hungry. And so I automatically went to a convenience store website that does food and delivers through one of the things I have an impulse with, which is DoorDash. And it's just another run around or a sneak around. And I decided, it's that was easy, and then I automatically shut it down. So it's like an addiction in a way, like how we talked about caffeine last week. I mean, how that was an addiction as much as the impulsivity, and it's an impulse. So they kind of work hand in hand in a way. And it's how things work. uh but it is part of this perfect storm. That's the series we're on right now. um it is definitely something, that I work on, and I'm working better at it. And it's something, but it's like, when I was not my best, there were things that, I guess I could see the impulsivity coming, and I could see effects of me not being mentally well interacting at the same time. So it kind of, it worked hand in hand in a way. And it can be hard. It can be easy to make decisions, but it's like it is also like with having an ADHD kind of state of mind too, because you're thinking 100 million things, and that's how I was when I was not on the medication. I was not thinking these 100 million things. I was thinking these 110 million things, as I call them, and I was thinking all these great ideas or all these great things, and then it was like they couldn't be silenced, they couldn't be brought down, so they could be more manageable. And I think that's the biggest thing. I think, and again, I always say with medicine, you have to learn if it works for you. And thankfully, knock on particle, the past month has been great. Other than wanting to eat a lot, and I think that's something that works in consideration. Um, you know that it works in consideration with that, because you want those impulses, and food is an impulse. So it's controlling those impulses that my brain is telling me, like, oh, order from this convenience store, but um don't. Then I know it's then eventually I put two and two together, like, do I really need to spend that money? It's all in how that works. And then it's like last night, for example, like, I went to a restaurant. I went to a Dairy Queen for lunch, and later in the day I was hungry, so I had this coupon that was good. It was good all weekend. It was good. Um, clear to Sunday, which today is Friday, the Friday. So I went ahead and used that coupon because it was there and I had to use it. And I bought, some other things that probably shouldn't have, like soda. And this soda was caffeine free, yes, but it was also calorie. And this morning on the scale, I do like to, my weight was way up, and I can tell in my feet that they were a little more more heavier, and I think that's because of the sodium content in that soda. There can be there was a lot of sodium. I'm thirsty this morning, and I've been pretty good on having water this morning. So it's all about those impulses and making those controls. But back to impulses more away from the wellness is the fact that it's making financial decisions, and thankfully I have family to help me with that. But and I would never want someone to be my own payee. I want to make that clear. I can do things financially, like pay bills and things, and be very good about it, and work on budgeting, which in fact, at the day program, that is my goal right now. I'm working on those said things. I'm working on budgeting, but I think the fact is that I need to take what I need to know to heart. So, now we've started to create a budget or know what we have to pay last month. And now I'm working on tracking that spending to see where my impulses are. And then we got to work on controlling those over the next 3 months. And then that's how goals are worked on. They're reviewed every 3 months. So it's working on controlling those impulses, and working on seeing where those impulses are going, tracking the spending, and then seeing where I need to. And the next round is seeing where I need to improve said impulses. So there's some great tools too from the Consumer Protection Bureau of the United States that really help with the tracking every week. And ironically, I can't access it on my computer because I have Adobe and Acrobat, so I have to do that at the day program. So that kind of gives me an excuse to take care of it at the day program and put my receipts and work with them with the workers and try to get that, see where my spending is going. And this is the first week, and I do say, it is quite interesting to see where the spending is going and why the impulses do need to be controlled in some way or shape or form. It's pretty well, it works pretty well. It's pretty easy, but we're going to try to get through it. It's pretty, but I can see where, where we have these individuals who have trouble with money and spend and have impulses and hear things and see things and want to do things and do things that are very dangerous. And sometimes that can result in very dangerous decisions, very destructive decisions, and very not sound decisions. Thankfully, with me, I've always known to pay the bills first. And not, I shouldn't say I've not always known, but I've known now to be mindful, but I've always known like things like rent and shelter expenses are always a first thing. And and recognizing that and understanding that is always the first thing that you think of when when the money comes in, and always, and I guess that's why I like having a part-time job too. It used to not always be about the money, but now that I'm independent, it does help me live a sound, happy life, and knowing that I can make the decisions. Um, Moving forward to like just making decisions about doing things. I like to, it's hard. It's like you like to have a plan and you like to put things at ease and like to have things solved right away and have things, try to be set in stone and try to um have things grounded in nature, but sometimes you can't. And that's another thing too, is the hard way to work things out. It's hard to work things out and just keep going with them. So, it's patience. And sometimes patience is hard for somebody that has a challenge such as mine, or can be very very interesting and very very challenging, it's very hard to see those things sometimes, but in the end, planning your day helps with that as well. So, it's just those things I need to work on, and it's going to be better, and it's going to hopefully improve later on in life. But that's where we see. So that's it for right now. I encourage you to give a like and subscribe if you haven't already to this channel. We keep growing in subscribers slowly, and the email e-blast and everything is going, and that's on Linktree. You can find all that link on Linktree at Linktree /Dustin's Dynasty. Remember, that's LINKTR period EE, so that .com/Dustin's Dynasty. Also, you can find me on the web, and that's at DustinsDynastyUSA.com. And I'm on many social channels, including Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, which is X now, and Pinterest. And that handle is always mostly Dustin's Dynasty. I want to thank you again for listening today. Be sure to take care of yourself. Stay safe out there. Have an awesome weekend, everyone. And we'll talk to you soon. Bye for now. Take care.